Any butter pecan lovers out there? Yes, this cake is as yummy as it is beautiful. This is the cake to impress. Look at that. Want to know how to make that? Let's get started. All right, I've got a fourth of a cup of butter in here that I've melted in the cast iron. To this, I'm going to add 2 cups of pecans. And I'm just going to heat these up until they're toasted, and then I'm going to pour them out on a sheet of aluminum foil on a cookie sheet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll be back with you. All right, I've got a cup of butter here that I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar to. All right, in this bowl here, I've mixed it up really well. I'm going to add in 4 eggs, and here's the first egg, and poof, here is the 4th egg. And then I'm also going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Whoops, went a little bit over here, but for this, it doesn't matter. I mixed that up really well, and you see that bowl sitting in the back. And then what you see here in the forefront is 3 cups of flour, to which I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda, but baking powder. And then also a half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix this up real well, and then we're going to get it added to the other bowl. All right, now as we add in the flour, the flour mixture, we're also going to be adding in that 1 cup of milk, kind of alternating, flour then milk, flour then milk. And I think I might have even almost forgot about the milk. Until it started getting thicker and I recognized it's supposed to be thinner than that. But anyway, you get the idea. Just make sure you get this mixed up really well. You want a very smooth batter. See this nice smooth batter? Okay, to this, we're going to add in all of those wonderful, wonderful toasted buttered pecans. I bought them chopped, and I chopped them up a little more because I felt like they were still a little too clunky. Also, just a note on these toasted buttered pecans, you might want to toast a little extra so you don't have to go back and toast more. I wanted the outside pecans to also be buttered pecans, so I had to go back and do it again. Next time I'll do it all at the same time. But fold these in really nicely until you've mixed them up well, and then we'll go ahead and pour these into, I decided to go with 2 pans. All right, I've got my oven set to 350, and I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. But note, for 2 pans only, do 40 minutes. And then here's my 2 pans. Turned out great. Okay, on to the frosting. So what you see here is I was going to cut the frosting in half since I'm only doing 2 pans instead of 3 layers of cake. And then I thought, nah, if I have extra, I'll just put it back for like Christmas cookies. And then that I'll be using in the next month or so. So I've mixed up 2 sticks of butter and 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. And to this, you're adding an entire pound of powdered sugar. So that's what I did. Probably should have mixed it up more. I had grandbabies. It was all kinds of chaos over here. Watch my apron to the right and what it looks like at the beginning. And then at the end of this video, it's hilarious. I made the hugest mess. But anyways, you're going to get this mixed up. Add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, until you've got that good consistency. Do not put buttered pecans in this. You're going to actually, once it's all mixed up, you're going to just kind of push the buttered pecans. You'll sprinkle it on the top of the layers and then on the inside, and then you'll kind of push it on the outside of the cake. And I'll show you how I do that here in just a minute. All right, so here I've put one of the layers down on a piece of parchment paper on top of my round cake pan thing, and I'm going to go ahead and spread some frosting over that. And on top of this, I'm going to put those buttered pecans. Now, this is about 2/3 of a cup of buttered pecans. And how I did that was I had to go back and cook more. So in the beginning, when you first cook your buttered pecans, maybe do like, 2 2/3 cups or 3 cups if you want to have extra, especially if you're doing 3 layers. And then right here, I put the second layer on. Just a note on this cake recipe. It's a nice sturdy cake. It's so moist. It tastes wonderful, but I have to speak to how it holds up for frosting and for layering. Like I could see where if you did 3 layers, it still would have been nice and sturdy. You know how sometimes a 3 layered cake can be, the layers are flimsy and they crack on you when you're trying to stack them and frost them and stuff. And I didn't want to fool with any of that. So here I'm sprinkling some more pecans on. At the time I was cooking this, I had grandbabies over. I had all kinds of chaos. I did not need, a flimsy cooked cake that I'm trying to layer and frost. I had enough chaos in the house. But so here I'm you'll see I'm pressing on those pecans onto the side of the cake. So that's how I did with those. And it just turned out so beautifully. Just turned out so beautifully. So here it is. It's not only beautiful presentation wise, if you took this to like a gathering, Thanksgiving, any holiday, even Easter, I feel like this is a beautiful cake. But it's also beautiful when you cut into it. Like look at the inside of this cake. It's so nice, you guys. I hope that you try this and enjoyed this recipe. And if you make it, let me know what your family says about it, because mine loved it. So here it is. And I think I'm going to give you a bite here in just a minute. Yum. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this. And until I see you next time, remember, everybody, keep your joy.